How strange God is. I don't understand what's going on in his head. Which is weird, because I've always been good at reading the people around me. How foolish of me to compare him to a human. He probably doesn't think about what he's going to do next, he just does it and doesn't care about what happens. It's like someone who knows they're going to die and doesn't do anything to prevent it. I would think that being omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, he would at least make an attempt to change things. Perhaps he cannot do something, maybe fate is above him, or maybe he simply does not want to. In which case, God is lazy. After flipping him the middle finger, I was somewhat nervous. I expected him to send me to his damn hell, but in a blink of an eye, I found myself in my ex-girlfriend's room. It wasn't me anymore, but some kind of fairy. A little angel or a little devil. One of those that stand on your shoulder and tell you things you want, or that you already know. Moreover, it's intangible to everyone, and invisible to everyone except her. Karen woke up and saw me, she screamed like crazy, and that's when I realized that these feelings weren't mine. What I felt was what she felt. However, I could still think. Perhaps that was what gave us the forbidden fruit. This green-eyed girl came from a very religious family, but unlike her 7 other sisters, she liked to experiment outside of her comfort zone. How can I put it in a better way? She was tempted by things beyond her shoebox. When we went out, that was what I liked the most about her, her curiosity, her mischievousness, her lovely innocence. With the passing of time, I forgot who I was. I stopped being irreligious and allowed myself to be wrapped in the protective cloak, to be told stories of faith, to be dusted with powders of hope, and to have my eyes covered with a transparent bandage called purpose. In short, all those warm, magical, and false things that God or we give ourselves to keep us calm, satisfied, and ignorant. But one day, as I looked at myself in a broken mirror and with Karen crying on the floor because she had been raped by a macho and violent guy from the church, I organized my thoughts. The idea was clear, the heart was the engine, the soul was the means, and my will was the only truth that mattered. That afternoon, I left that bathroom and flew towards the sky. All I wanted was to kill God, take his place, and reign. I did it, I created my perfect world, one where I wanted to bring Karen. But she didn't belong here, and I no longer felt anything towards her. In fact, I no longer had the need to feel anything. And so it was for a long time. I destroyed her, just like her soul, I gave her rest, I gave her peace. I forgot about her world and created a new one, and another, and another, and another, and they all thrived as I expected. I was an all-powerful entity. I was the system that kept the clock ticking. There was no longer me, it was the same as before. Everything was the same, everything was part of everything. It didn't matter from which perspective I looked at it, all life was the same, all death was the same. I knew everything, I knew it would end up like this. I was no longer free, no one was. One day someone wanted to kill me. I knew everything that would happen when he gained this power. And it's not that he was special or unique, it was just his time. In my last moments, I laughed. Being a god is an endless cycle where you can do everything, yet you do nothing. I didn't disappear, I just covered my eyes to stop seeing the void. Now I must be a child playing with his toys, which is quite ironic.